Everybody, TC Bradley, host of God Made Millionaire TV, the hottest show on television. And I have been waiting all week for you, yes you, to stop on by to watch our show. And what a show we've got lined up for you. We've got on set right now, Rico McAdory. Rico is the author of the book, Your God-Given Identity, and he's helping people discover, maximize, and manifest their true God-given identity through authentic worship, music, and teaching. Rico is a powerful man of God, and he's waiting for us on set. So without any further ado, let's crack open the vault and let's get our show started. Rico, a pleasure to have you on the set today.
Glad to be here.
Rico, I know who you are, but for the benefit of the people listening at home, tell them a little bit about who you are and what God's called you to do.
Well, yes, lover of Jesus, man of God, son of Pastor Robert and Mrs. Dorothy McAdory.
Right.
I'm a PK.
Right.
And also...
Now, wait a minute. You're a PK, so for the people not from the South Side, what does that mean?
Preacher's kid.
Oh, come on with it now.
Preacher's kid.
All right.
Yes. And married to Denise McAdory. We have 3 beautiful children.
Right.
Been married for 18 years.
Give them a shout out.
Yes, RJ, David, and Trinity.
All right.
So great to be a father to them. And then, of course, now being like a writer, speaker on an area that I believe is very unique and needed in the time that we live in right now.
Right.
Yes, identity.
Right. Now, you know, what was interesting about you is that when I talked to you, God started dealing with me about stolen identity, about how faith-based people have had their identities stolen. And then I come across you, our paths crossed, not by accident, and God had given you a mandate about identity and faith-based believers. Talk about that.
Yes, the mission for me, the assignment is to help people discover, maximize, and manifest their true God-given identity through authentic worship, music, and teaching. So living life unapologetically from the inside out, not the outside in.
What does that mean?
Well, that means the world may pressure you to be something, but the only thing that will be fulfilling is when you surrender and submit to God's plan. And you came to earth loaded already. God had an idea, had a purpose. He placed both on the inside of you to manifest in the earth through you to impact the people around you.
Right. Now, I've seen you on Facebook, and you worship on Facebook. When you say you're a man of God, I mean, that's like sure enough. Like sure enough, man of God. You're up there worshiping, but you have such a calling in business that God has given you in the field of business. First of all, my question to you is, do you feel that business is a calling?
Definitely. It definitely is. And the first person I heard say that was Dr. Bill Winston.
Right.
And from that moment, it confirmed that, yes, it's a calling.
Right.
Yes.
So take us into your calling as it relates to that. Who do you serve with your business?
Well, 20 to 40-year-old men and women, definitely in that age, middle-age age, with identity or as coaching, individual coaching, also even group coaching. And so we just recently, you and I just did a challenge not too long ago,
right,
where we ministered to people, giving them a chance to walk from idea to execution with just the value we shared in a few days.
What is the biggest challenge, do you think, that faith-based entrepreneurs face today?
The biggest challenge that I believe is that we've become too common with what already exists.
Talk about it.
Because God made everybody to have a unique fingerprint. No one in the earth is made like you. If God wanted the same thing, then why would he continue to create? We may have different gifts, but we're to actually collaborate together and flow and allow God to move, to release his anointing in the earth, to leave a mark or a legacy in the earth that hasn't been put here before.
Take us into a defining moment in your business,
Wow.
into your business life. What was that moment like where everything changed?
the moment that the book went from just a book to like a course. Going to a church, pretty known church in my area, Birmingham, and training their young adults. They were rebuilding that department.
Right.
And they wanted me to come in from the book one day a week and help unlock their greatness.
Right. Talk about your book.
Yes, Your God-Given Identity. I never thought I'd write because in human terms, the natural, we look, well, we have to have many years of experience before we do something. But why do you, God, in God's eyes, is like, why do you need that? When
Right.
you have me, I know what I made you for. So I was arguing with a destiny that was already prepared. I was trying to pay for something
Right.
that he already paid for.
Say that again, preacher.
I was trying to pay for something he already paid for. It's just that what he offered didn't appear to be packaged like I thought it should.
Arguing with a destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Say that again.
Arguing with a destiny that's already been prepared and paid for.
Right. That's me.
Yes.
You're preaching now.
Right.
You're preaching now.
Amen.
This deserve issue, Rico, I want to touch on that because I think deserve has a lot to do with it. People walking around not knowing who and whose they are.
Right.
One of the things I know about you
Okay.
is that you have a passion for the young people
Yes.
in our communities.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Oh, wow. It's interesting you say that because with the young people today, I believe when identity is recognized,
Come on.
I believe it reduces the negative stigma to kill or take someone else's life. See, when I value my life, I'll value it so much so that I don't want you to lose your life because I realize you're not your own. You belong to some father or mother, some brother or sister.
How important is it to reach out to the young people today, Rico? How important is that?
Let's say it this way. It's so important because we serve a generational God.
All right.
The God of Abraham, Isaac,
Right.
and Jacob. So in order for legacy to pass through, we have to connect to the next generation. Our responsibility is helping them engage with the why that God gave us to help guide them into their greatness.
How important do you think our show is in reaching those young people?
I believe it's very important because it takes the pressure off of thinking that you have to do it on your own.
Right.
There's so many other images with you say self-made,
Right.
and we look, and a lot of the young people look at that, the glamour, but they don't see the substance. So I believe that this show is necessary because it expresses the heart of God and what God's intention is for them. When they focus on serving other people and be obedient to God and take care of God's business, I believe God will take care of them and their family.
Rico, I want you, man of God, to look into that camera and speak to those young people right now. I have a burden for our young people in our communities. Yes. This is very, very important that they see that God is raising up people like you, Rico, in this hour to deliver a message of hope, of inspiration, of truth. I really want you to speak to our young people. If you would take a second and just share from your heart that message that God has burdened you with, I would appreciate it.
Listen, young people, hear me out. You're so vital right now. In fact, what we're going through right now, the enemy is so afraid, that's why he's attacking the seed. Because the seed, the future is in the seed. You have been the future, or you are the future of someone that your ancestors have prayed for to be an answer or deliverer. And so today, it's important that you walk in who you are, because there's a power in knowing your identity, and there's a power in breaking generational curses. I'll say this to you here. God says, and he showed me this in Exodus 20 and verse 4, about the sins of the father visit the third and fourth generations. I believe, precious young people, be careful who you connect with, because God is actually breaking generational curses through you. And the enemy would want nothing more than for you to recommit to the contracts that your ancestors probably made, but God wants to set you free from. So it's important for you to be the light so that you can shine the light on those who are in darkness around you, so God can get the glory out of your life. So it's important that you make a decision right now, not to veer to the left, not to veer to the right, but follow within what God has made you to do, because he made you as a difference maker, not just someone to blend in and tolerate and with life as it is.
Wow. Wow. What a powerful word.
Amen.
Thank you for sharing that.
Awesome.
Thank you for sharing that. Rico, before we go, I want you to talk a little bit about the Win challenge that you had, the Win Within challenge, yes, and how people at home can participate on that with that as well.
Well, the Win From Within challenge was so amazing. So Win From Within is so important because it helps you take the pressure off trying to get validation from other people. You got to manifest your greatness. You got to manifest your increase. And so Win From Within, 5-day challenge, we do have it available where you can go. It's bit.ly and it's like challenge sign up.
Okay,
yes,
fantastic.
We'll
Well, Rico, we're almost out of time.
Okay.
I've asked you to speak to a couple of different groups, but I want to close the show out by asking you one last time to speak now to the 200 nations that this show is broadcast to. Speaking to the camera and just deliver that final message of hope and inspiration to 200 nations.
Well, you are not a mistake. You may have been born in a situation and it could have been a rape situation. You're here for a reason. Nothing comes to earth by accident. You're not an accident. You're actually an intention. You're an intentionality from God. And so I encourage you today, do not settle for average, but be who God called you to be and be courageous to step out. And God is going to connect you with people who will push you from the shore to the deep waters. And it's only in the deep waters that you really trust God to sustain you and keep you. And watch what God does, and he'll take you places you probably never imagined. And if you thought about it, he'll exceed that because he's able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we ever ask or think.
Amen. Rico, will you come back and see me again?
Most definitely.
Fantastic. Great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Next up on the set, we have Sonia Dunbar. Sonia is an anointed woman of God on purpose and on assignment. She is known worldwide as the geriatric tooth fairy, and she is making a difference, making a dent in the universe with her God-given assignment. So without any further ado, let's go into the set and see my good friend, Sonia Dunbar. Sonia, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I am thrilled that you have agreed to come on the show and share your incredible assignment that God has given you. You know, I believe, Sonia, that God has given everybody a unique purpose and a unique assignment. Tell us a little bit more about your assignment and what God has given you to do.
Thank you, Cece. My purpose and passion has collided with my profession as a dental hygienist. Years ago, my grandmother was placed in a nursing home. I noticed that they weren't taking care of her teeth. Being a dental hygienist, knowing the diseases connected to poor oral care in seniors in long-term care facilities. Oral care is so important. It's linked to dementia, cardiovascular disease, and even pneumonia. So my husband and I, Gerald Dunbar, we developed a mobile dental practice that provides.
Wait a minute. The Bishop. You're talking about the Bishop.
The Bishop.
All right.
Yes. We developed a mobile dental company where we provide oral care to residents in long-term care facilities. We do cleanings, extractions, and fillings right on site. But it's so important to take care of people's teeth as they age. So that's what we do. We help prevent people from dying from diseases linked to poor oral care.
Okay, so you have a company, you and your husband have built a company directly around this product and service that you're providing to the senior community.
Absolutely. We have dentists, assistants, and hygienists, and we take all of that equipment into the nursing home. We set up just like it's a normal dental office, and we provide dental care right next to them in their bed, in their wheelchair, or even in a little private setting. Also, I'm an international speaker. We speak all around the world, educating and communicating the importance of oral care for elders when they age, because so many people just neglect and forget our seniors. And they're our greatest generation. We cannot forget them.
Right. The seniors are the forgotten
Yes.
generation.
Yes.
Our senior population. And let me tell you something. Do you believe that there's a special blessing on those that will minister to the seniors, to the forgotten generation?
Yes. It takes a special person to deal with seniors. You have to have patience. It's not always the easiest. I get bit, I get spit on, I get kicked, I get called names. But if it's in your heart, if it's a God-given gift, it comes easy for you. So everybody can't do that.
Say that again.
If it's a God-given gift, it's gonna be easy. I'm not gonna say you're not gonna have trials and tribulations, but you have to have that determination and have to have that persistence in you to press on. And it hasn't been a total easy road, but it's worth it.
Yes.
And I'm determined to help save as many seniors as I can.
And we're not bagging on, you're not sitting here bagging on nursing
No,
facilities. No. What we're saying is that there's a forgotten generation that there, but by the grace of God, go you or I someday, right?
Yeah, if we're blessed to live long enough.
Right, right. So, you know, there's a forgotten generation that needs ministering to, that needs oral care is a foundational, because you brought this up at the beginning of the segment, talking about bad oral care leads to so many
systemic diseases,
other diseases and health issues. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Think about a TC.
Right.
When we go to our regular doctors, the first thing he's looking is our eyes, our ears, and our mouth. If your mouth isn't healthy, your whole body isn't healthy. The mouth is the gateway to the body. So it's so important that we keep our oral health together, especially as we age. Studies have even shown recently that dementia has been directly linked to poor oral care. So imagine a frail, vulnerable senior in a nursing home not getting the basic oral care, their teeth brushed. They're more susceptible to dementia. So we have to provide oral care to our seniors in nursing homes. They cannot be forgotten.
And it is forgotten.
Yes.
But this is a global movement that you guys have been mandated to create, right?
Yes, yes. So now we've developed the National Mobile Dentistry Conference, where we bring dentists together from all over the country. And we have a conference every year, the American Mobile Dentistry Alliance, where we bring dentists from all over the world together to provide oral care and to push that out.
So you have a nonprofit organization?
Yeah, we have a nonprofit where we provide free dentures and oral care, and we even take care of our veterans.
How are you able to do that as a nonprofit?
People donate money to our nonprofit organization to help raise money for our mobile van and for veterans and seniors who cannot afford basic oral care.
Give us an example of somebody that you've helped.
This is the story that I shared on my TED Talk. I walked into the nursing home. The staff asked me to see one of the residents who had been there for 5 months. No one could get in her mouth, and she had a mouth odor. When I went to her room, I could smell the odor when I went to the door. When I opened the door, the lady had to be about 80-something years old. When she let me get into her mouth, I immediately noticed that she had dentures. When I removed the denture from her mouth, it was black mold on it. Tears of shame and pain rolled down her face. No vulnerable, frail adult should ever have to live in that condition. She had dementia. She didn't even remember to take out her dentures. That could have been my mother.
Could have been your mother.
That could have been my grandmother.
Yes.
So these are the conditions. I'm not blaming, crystal clear, any CNA or anybody who dedicates their life to taking care of a senior. They're angels.
Right.
But there needs to be proper training, and that's what I do. There needs to be education there to help them, guide them through that process. I'm a dental hygienist. That's what I went to school for. So no one should have to live like that, and that was one of the worst conditions that I've seen, but that happens daily.
How can people help? How can people are sitting right now at home? They've heard this story now, Sonia, and they're going, I can't go in that nursing home. I can't go in that nursing home room, but I can send you.
Absolutely.
Or I can send somebody that you've raised up and trained to do this.
Absolutely.
How can people get behind this incredible dream that God has given you?
First thing, if you have a dentist, ask your dentist, are they interested in doing public health? because a lot of dentists haven't even thought about it.
Right.
Maybe your personal dentist would be interested in doing that. We do consulting to help dentists go out, and we help them get their equipment and help them get into nursing homes. Also, we're in the process of expanding our company. They can donate to our nonprofit organization. And that would help us provide more oral care to seniors in long-term care facilities by getting them dentures made. It will also allow us to provide oral care for veterans and that need dental care.
What an incredible cause and a great passion. What I want you to be able to do now is look into the camera at home. You're on fire, sis. You are on fire. God has anointed you and appointed you in this very hour. I want to give you an opportunity to speak to the nation, speak to over 200 nations right now. This word that's burning within you, you were pacing before you even came on set.
Yes.
So I want you to be able to share that word right now. Here's
Thank
your
you.
moment in time.
Thank you, TC.
Take it.
The first thing I want to do is drop a nugget for you. If you develop a cold, the flu, or even, God forbid, COVID-19, from me, the geriatric tooth fairy, change your toothbrush every day. That's just a nugget to help us all stay healthy during these uncertain times. But if God is giving you a purpose and a passion in you to help save or help minister or do anything for someone, don't look at your money. Don't look at your bank account. And sometimes you can't even look at your friends. People thought that we were crazy. I had to let go of friends and family members to be thrust forth into my purpose and passion. So now we're saving seniors all over the world from dying from deplorable oral care conditions in nursing homes. So if God has put something in you to do to help save someone, do it. Don't look at your surroundings. Put your blinders on and look at Jesus, because he's the one that can help you get there. Thank you, TC, for this opportunity to minister on this platform to help save our seniors from dying from poor oral care. We need help in our long-term care facilities. There's no reason for someone to die because they're not using a toothbrush.
You know, you've lifted the veil. I want to thank you for coming, but you have lifted the veil on this, and I think there's going to be people that are watching this segment, and they're going to be in one or two categories. You're going to be in the category of they're in the dental profession right now, and they're like, we need to bring you out, because they're just focused on building a successful practice.
Right.
And in their own communities, in their own neighborhoods, there are people that need service.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And they're forgotten about.
They're forgotten
about. And
you're
shining a light. You're being their voice. How powerful is that?
Thank you.
And then there's the people that go, you know what? I don't have that calling, but I love what you and your husband are doing. We want to get behind you and support you. So we're going to drop that down below.
You.
Tell us about the book that you've written as well.
I've written 27 short stories that seniors have shared with me during my journeys into providing oral care in nursing homes. So many stories go to the grave with seniors. So we've been able to capture their stories and what actually goes on in their lives once they go into long-term care facilities. It's an amazing book.
And we're going to drop a link to that as well on your website. They can order that from your website.
Absolutely.
Will you come back and see me sometime?
Yes. When I've gotten to be in your book, one of those 1,000 millionaires, we'll be right back at you.
So God's called you to be one of the 1,000 God made million.
I'm one of the 1,000.
Raise that toothbrush up, baby girl. Thank you so much. And you'll come back and see me.
God bless you, sir.
God bless you. Hey everybody, can you believe we are at the end of another show? And what a show we had lined up for you tonight. You know, ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorite sayings that I have is, God doesn't need Netflix in heaven for entertainment when he's got T.C. Bradley for entertainment. He messes with me all the time, and I argue with God all of the time. One afternoon, my life was profoundly changed when I was in my office minding my own business when God spoke to my heart. And he said, son, you're not playing big enough. And I'm like, God, what are you talking about? I'm not playing big enough. I think I've been playing really big. And he said, son, your definition of playing big and my definition of playing big are two different definitions. And then he laid out some areas in my life where I had played it safe, I had played it small, and I called it wisdom. And I said, God, I see what you're saying, and I made a sacred vow to my God that afternoon in my office. I said, God, I'll never limit what you want to do in my life or through my life for the rest of my life. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a sacred vow. 9 months go by. God had set me up because 9 months later, I was faced with an opportunity to do a national TV show that turned into what you're seeing tonight on your screen, God Made Millionaire TV. I was called out to the deep waters by our God. God had set me up 9 months previous when He challenged me not to go small in my life and to go to the deep waters in my life. If you want to change your life tonight and you're serious about changing your life tonight, I challenge you, yes you, right now, to make a sacred vow to your God to not limit what He wants to do in your life or through your life for the rest of your life. But don't just say it just to say it, sweet pea. You've got to say it like you mean it. And you watch what your God will do in your life. You watch what your God will do. You're not called to play small. You're called to go to the deep waters where your God awaits for you. All right, everybody, I got to get out of here. My producers are telling me we're just about out of time, but we never leave this show without throwing up our shades and hitting our music and doing our prosperity dance. So get your shades out at home, get some attitude going on, and Big Mike, hit my music.
Inside the heart of each and every one of us lies a dream, a purpose we were put here on this planet to fulfill, a God-given mission. And when we tap into it, God will unleash unbelievable blessings over our lives, from our family to our finances. T.C. Bradley's new book, God Made Millionaire, will help you bring the abundant riches of the kingdom to all aspects of your life. Order God Made Millionaire today.
If you have been given a God-given dream, now you can wear the most powerful success and prosperity shirt on the planet. Our federally trademarked God-Made Millionaire t-shirt and hoodies. Thou shalt decree and thing and it shall come to pass is one of the most powerful spiritual laws for activating prosperity and success in your life. And now you can order your very own God-Made Millionaire shirt and wear this powerful success and prosperity decree. God-Made Millionaire TV host T.C. Bradley designed and trademarked these shirts just for himself to wear. But now he's making them available to you, his faithful members of the God Made Millionaire TV Nation. TC wrote his 3 best-selling books and signed the deal for his nationally syndicated TV show while wearing his God Made Millionaire shirts. Our shirts and hoodies are high quality and super soft and can be ordered right now from our GodMadeMillionaire.com website. God Made Millionaire Nation, it's time for you to activate your God-given dream in a big way. Go to GodMadeMillionaire.com and order your official trademarked God Made Millionaire swag right now. These are the hottest success and prosperity shirts on the planet. Again, go to GodMadeMillionaire.com and order your official trademark God Made Millionaire swag right now.